Detroit. What up, though? So look, I wrote down a few things I wanted to say. I love you too. Thank you. I'm here tonight for a couple of important reasons. As most of you know, the city of Detroit and the whole state of Michigan mean a lot to me. And going into this election, the spotlight is on us more than ever, and I think it's important to use your voice. So I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, please. I also think that people shouldn't be afraid to express their opinions. And I don't think anyone wants an America where people are worried about retribution or what people will do if you make your opinion known.
What is going on, y'all? It's your boy Dylan Talkz, back at it with another video. And today, we're going to be talking about Tom Macdonald and Nova throwing some shade at Eminem after he had endorsed Kamala Harris. Plus, Donald Trump looks to be making an appearance this Friday on the Joe Rogan podcast.
I'm sorry, they, them. I never meant to hurt you. One more time.
This looks like a job for me. I don't care about the economy. I'm a billionaire, so if you're me, it don't matter who wins the presidency.
I'm not afraid. I'm holding hands with illegal aliens and a pregnant man.
We're losing. We're stupid.
Yo, Kamala, Tim, come up here for this one. Two idiots going around me outside, round me outside, round me outside.
Ooh. Ooh.
Now, with Tom Macdonald and Nova putting this out on Instagram, I'm sure it's going to go viral. They uploaded it yesterday. And one thing I can say about Eminem is that he has never been a fan of Donald Trump. You can go back as far as October 2017, just months after Trump had took office, to where Eminem delivered a freestyle rap that was called The Storm at the BET Hip Hop Awards, directly targeting Donald Trump.
Intensity's heightened, tensions are rising. Trump, when it comes to giving a shit, you're stingy as I am. Except when it comes to having the balls to go against me, you hide them. Cause you don't got the nuts like an empty asylum.
Now, shifting gears to Donald Trump, he's set to appear on Joe Rogan's podcast this Friday. This is huge, considering that Joe Rogan's massive following and influence has impact within the podcasting world. And here are just some few ideas I think would be super interesting. First off, let's not forget the time Trump attended WrestleMania and had an epic scuffle with Vince McMahon. Imagine the stories he could share about that event.
Hey, look at this! Donald Trump!
What would also be a very interesting conversation from Joe Rogan is discussing the cameo appearances that Donald Trump has been a part of, including shows like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Home Alone 2, and if you go into the culture of hip-hop, you can even recall the time he was a part of Method Man's album.
Hey, Method Man, this is Donald Trump, and I'm in Palm Beach, and we're all waiting for your album. Let's get going, man. Everybody's waiting for this album.
End of message.
Which hip-hop is really not slowed down in having historical moments with Donald Trump, even as president, because if you go back to Trump's presidency itself, he's made many headlines from freeing artists like A$AP Rocky, Kodak Black, Lil Wayne, and had even almost created a trade war with Sweden.
Allegedly, Donald Trump threatened to put some sanctions on trade relations with Sweden if they didn't let him go.
The idea that the President of the United States has the power to levy sanctions unilaterally, that's just unbelievable.
And if you want to look into like the sports culture, Trump's also had a big role in that. The WWE, like the WrestleMania events, a lot of those events were at his casinos.
Millions of fans are going to be watching WrestleMania 4. That's, I guess, why we signed it up in the first place. It's the great, great event, and everybody wants to go. They want to see it. 160 arenas, 30 different countries. It's all coming to you from Trump Plaza in Atlantic City, and it's my great honor, believe me.
If you go into boxing like Mike Tyson, the relationship he has with Mike Tyson, him and Mike Tyson did 18 plus events, making Mike Tyson millions of dollars. Dana White, who's the owner of the UFC, who is a billionaire today, would not even have the UFC if it was not for Trump's involvement.
So we had a hard time finding venues, and Trump literally called us. Now remember this, think about this, where the Trump brand was. Here, UFC brand was down here. Come to my place, you know, do the event here, we'll have you at the Trump Taj Mahal, blah, 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 blah. We get there, greatest setup for us, he did this whole thing for us, showed up to the first fight and was there till the last fight. Both times we went there. Everything that happened to me in my career from there on out, he would pick up the phone and congratulate me or send something. Always been a solid guy with me. So then he calls me and says, I'm running for president. Now listen, if you don't want to do this, I completely understand. But I would be honored if you would speak at the National Republican Convention for me. Everybody told me not to do it. Everybody. And I'm like, this guy, all the things that he's done for me, I'm going to tell him no. Yeah, no, that's not me.
Yeah.
I went up and I told the people the truth, who he is, what he's done for me, the type of person he's been, you know? And people who are close to him like that, like Tyson too. Tyson spoke up for him because he's always been good to Tyson.
Reading that you guys have a relationship, how did that relationship between you and former President Trump start?
Well, he promoted like 18 of my fights, all right? And so how can I not know him well?
Right.
You know, your promoter, he promotes you. He's with you. He's taking pictures with you during the whole, he runs the show. He's with you for what, 6 weeks, taking pictures, doing all kind of shit in front of the hotel. And he's just some guy like us that became president. And you know, he was good to everybody when he was giving them free tickets and free hotel rooms. You know, he just became a president, and I guess his politics changed or whatever it is. But I always remember him from being a good guy, paying me a lot of money.
Right.
You know what I mean? Help giving my friends rooms and shit free, food, you know, so I know the president and who he was, and I know that guy too.
So many cool conversations could be had on Joe Rogan's podcast. I'm sure he's going to keep it about politics, but man, I would really hope to see more than just that because of the history that Trump has had within his career. Like, such a legendary career. And there's so much more. And before I go, earlier when I was saying Eminem has never liked Trump, he may have actually liked him. Because I saw a video from MTV where it showed Trump praising Eminem. And then there's a picture somebody had shown where he's backstage having a whole conversation with him in 2004. So that's kind of weird. It's like, dang. Everybody turned their whole backs against Trump once he became the president.